your stretches. Good. What is up, ladies and gentlemen of that humble internet? My name is Ryan, aka the Ryman. And in case for some reason you're jumping in on this for the first time, this is Ryman's Bizarre Adventures in Katawa Shoujo. Just like other visual novels I'm going through on this channel, I feel like we have to be getting near to the end with this one. I feel like it has to be. And because of that, we gotta get through it. I know some of you guys are more interested in some of the more action-y things that I do for this channel. So for those, think of it as just ripping the band-aid off. You know, we're getting it done and out of the way. For those of you who do enjoy these adventures, then I know you're probably shivering a little bit with anticipation as to how these stories could possibly end. So with that, we're going to get straight back into... Oh, God, this was called self-destruction? Oh, God. Oh, that's right, she was going in squares. Circles. No, I think she means squares. If you say so. Okay, so I was wrong in my original assessment of that line she said. She's just confused. Oh, God. I tried doing things a bit differently, but it doesn't work. And now the old way doesn't work either. She has a bit of a block. I need something more. I'm not enough like this. It's not enough like this. Rin's response gives me pause. Since, as usual, I can't exactly understand what she means. Although, really, I shouldn't have expected anything else. She either says nothing at all or too much. Trying to comprehend and follow her train of thought feels like wading through the jungles of Borneo equipped with a wooden spoon and a map of Hokkaido. That seems awfully specific, my boy! It's annoying how her thoughts are both laid out in plain sight and hidden from view every time she opens her fucking mouth. What more? You said that to say as well, or sigh, or what the fuck ever. A missing ingredient? I think I have to destroy myself. Okay, that sounds unnecessarily grim. What do you mean? Rin's shoulders slump, and she turns to face me directly. I have to change. I've tried, but this is not enough yet. I have to destroy myself, I think. We all must destroy ourselves before we can save ourselves. Just to be clear, you are speaking metaphorically, right? Like, learning to paint from scratch again or whatever, so to speak? No, Hisao. No, she means she's gonna chug the fucking paint thinner, holding the can with her feet. She shrugs her shoulders as if there's no difference. There's no difference. I don't know why I don't know why that tickled my funny bone. By the way, why is it called the funny bone when you hit it, it hurts like shit? So, you're going to start by smoking a cigarette for inspiration. Cut that pussy bullshit. You want me to bust out my cigar stash? I've got some nice ones laying in wait for a special occasion. One I think is a leftover from the Cold War eras. I think the CIA made it. They said they were originally going to use it as a gift to Castro. They were my supplier was very shady about it. Maybe. I've never tried this before. Have you? Yes, I've tried cigarettes. Honestly, it really didn't do anything for me. That's why I prefer cigars. That shit good. Of course, you gotta ease yourself into the cigar. You can't just go, just like drugs, you can't just start with meth. You gotta work your way up. I had this one buddy, Ben. It was during, back in college, and, I was busting out for, it was near our graduation, so I was busting out a Cuban cigar that I got my hands on. Don't ask questions, you're not gonna get answers. I was savoring it. It was good. And then my buddy says, you know, Ryan, I've never really tried cigars. I see you smoking cigars all the time. I want to know what it's like. Can I try it? So I said, sure, man, you can try it. Here you go. You know, just go easy on it. You know, savor it. About 5-10 minutes later, I turn around during the party, and I see my buddy Ben, and he is completely green. You'd swear he changed species. And I said, Ben, I know this is a dumb question, but are you okay? He's like, no, man. I'm really not feeling it right now. So I says to him, Ben, I got an important question for you. You do know you're not supposed to inhale the cigar smoke, right? I'm not. You see, he didn't really know anything about it, and clueless me thought... You see, I thought it was common knowledge. Apparently, it's not. So I took the cigar from him, and I started puffing a bit of it, and I said, okay, Ben, my lad, this is what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to get to the bathroom as soon as possible, because I recognize that shade of green. And he's like, say no more. He knew exactly where I was going with it. He puked his brains out. All of it. So, yeah, you gotta start from the bottom up, folks. You gotta start from stuff you can find at a gas station. But don't knock the ones you find at a gas station, because even the ones at the gas station can give you a really nice buzz. That being said, when you have a really good buzz going on from a cigar, your surroundings are important. Sometimes it can be hard to walk when you have a really good cigar. And no, by the way, I hear some of your thoughts. I don't taint my cigars with drugs. My cigars, I go with pure. Don't fuck with me on that. I don't fuck with the drug scene. It don't fuck with me, and we leave each other alone. So yeah, Ren, try a cigar. I would pay money to probably see her try to smoke a fat cigar holding it with her feet. Oh, God. Wait, yeah, this, no, can't say I have. Still, I'm not really sure if having a smoke is the best starting point. She responds to my words with another nonchalant shrug. I open the cigarette pack and look inside. It's almost full. Smoking is bad for you. But that's the idea here, I guess? Hisao, you start lecturing about the harms of smoking cigarettes, or worse, you start lecturing me about cigars, I will have to reach into that universe and bop you. Oh, God, now I'm getting flashbacks to this one woman that I knew. Okay, before another side story. We're like splitting off into a whole bunch of different ones. You ever play Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater? I'm sure you have. A lot of you people probably have. You know that conversation you get into with paramedic when she catches you smoking a cigar? I swear on my mother's remaining kidney that this girl Audrey and I had that same exact fucking conversation, word for word. It was ridiculous. God, I could go for a cigar right now, but I don't want to smoke inside. That smell is something you really don't want getting caught on everything. Yes, I need to do something. I want to paint. I need something more. So, okay, fine. What's after smoking a cigarette, then? How do you intend to destroy yourself? Rin thinks for a split second, averting her gaze like she does when she doesn't want to get distracted. I don't know yet. I'll decide later. The music is going away. That means something bad's gonna happen. Rin bends down to pick out a cigarette from the end. She raises her head with one in between her lips and turns to me. Eyebrows curved into two arcs, challenging me to respond. I just looked up. Oh my god, why does that look precious to me? Oh my god, I can't take you seriously with that hanging out of your mouth. Girl, spit that out. With a sigh of resignation, I pick up the lighter and raise it to meet the cigarette. I can feel Rin's warm breath against my quivering hand. The flame flickers to life on the third strike of the flint, and I try to aim the dancing fire at the end of the cigarette. An amber-colored glow spreads into the wrapping paper and tobacco, and Rin inhales the first smoke. It seems to relax her significantly. To my surprise, she doesn't cough, despite telling me that she's a first-timer. That means she's a liar! There's so to some of the guys listening in on this madness, they're nodding their heads in disgusting agreement. Oh god. Rin seems to remember that it's hard to blow the smoke out without spitting the cigarette out as well. She quickly sits down on the floor, bringing her foot to her lips like a circus contortionist. And first of all, bravo! I think I got that word. Oh god, a picture of her fucking doing this with her feet. And expertly picks the filter between two toes. I get down on the floor because after witnessing that, I couldn't fucking stand anymore. I won't stand for it. So I sat down. And we both lie down almost simultaneously while Rin blows a steady stream of smoke towards the dim sky beyond the glass and skylight, looking after it thoughtfully. We get it, you vape. Am I looking at a mosaic? Because it's kind of nice. Is this a stained glass window? The thin haze of steely blue smoke slithers towards the ceiling in fish-like movements. This is nice looking. It billows in the stagnant air of the atelier, twisting and turning around its own immaterial body until it dissipates into thin air. I can't read. What's the word for smoke that looks like that? We usually call it smoke. There is no word for that. We should come up with one. Smoke 2, Electric Boogaloo. Maybe. Rin takes another quick experimental try. If she's lying on the floor and she's twisted. Alright, I'm gonna have to experiment. How the fuck is this gonna goddamn work? Oh god. Alright. So, this is me lying on the ground. Alright, I gotta channel my Rin. I gotta pretend I have no arms. I'm lying on the ground and I'm gonna try and have a fucking cigarette with my feet. Hit! I'm gonna have to use my arm to try and twist my leg off with the shoe. Twist and shout! Oh! It can be possible. It can be. But you need arms. Bravo on her Because she has none. Unless they're invisible. Oh, God! Oh, I gotta get up. Push up to get up. Oh. What if that's the twist? What if that's the twist? What if she actually has arms? But they're invisible. Oh, we're coming up with a bunch of groundbreaking revelations. And I probably just destroyed this beautiful moment. It's not very tasty. It feels like inhaling the dust lying on top of a forgotten book about the memories of a dead kingdom. It's also very fucking specific. Do you want to try? My hesitation unintentionally surfaces again, making me freeze in the face of a rather trivial and commonplace challenge. Rin's ability to take everything so coolly is something I'm a bit jealous of. Alright, my boy Hisao's being a rebel. I can't take either one of you seriously fucking smoking. Taking from her, I have a drag on it, fighting against the sudden choking feeling in my lungs as they fill with smoke. To my embarrassment, I fail, wheezing and hacking my lungs out. I feel flustered, but maybe I haven't lost too much face in Rin's eyes. Okay, I went from pathetic looking to adorable. It's back to adorable. It's less unpleasant on the second try, but I still pass the cigarette back to Rin. We're back to adorable. We're like a pair of budding delinquents in middle school, sneaking their first smoke out of sight of their teachers and parents. Well, I suppose that's not like. It's exactly what we're fucking doing. After a while, the cigarette has shrunk most of the way down to the filter. Rin is still looking quietly out at the skylight. You see, a lot of cigars don't have filters on them, so sometimes what I like to do, so I don't waste the tobacco, when it gets down low, I like to then mash it up into one of my pipes. Yes, I also smoke out of a pipe. Yes, I am one of those assholes. Don't judge, or you're free to judge, but yeah, that's what I do. Anyway, I completely lost track of thought. Now I'm looking over at my pipe thinking I could really, really go for one right now. What was my thought? Oh well, back to the story. While looking out there, the silence inside the Atlas seems to deepen even more. Are the cogs of creativity turning behind those eyes right now? Do another one. Am I puffing smoke for your amusement? It's okay. I'm mechanically pick another cigarette, light it, and place it on Rin's lips. She takes a few quick puffs and moves it awkwardly around with her lips. Alright, I gotta mimic something. Hold on, give me the pen. So I can try and do it. The pen's gonna mimic the cigarette, so I could get fake it. Fake it. Not understanding her garbled world, she said, "Take it!" I glance over at Rin. It looks like she's having trouble with the cigarette. I pick the cigarette from her lips and place it on mine, abandoning common sense and good reason while I do so. Oh my god, Hisao. You know what would be a complete pimpin' baller move of you right now? Is as if you do this thing. I'm not saying that I've done this thing. I can't. I'm not. Don't look into it because I'm not. But if what you need to do, you place an unlit cigarette in her mouth, and then you take another cigarette and put it in your mouth, and you light yours. You get yours going, and then you lean in with it in your mouth, and then you light her cigarette in her mouth with your lit cigarette. You do a little cigarette kiss. You be fucking adorable. What I said was fucking cancer. Don't listen to that. Don't do that. The first one should have been enough for me, but I take another drag. still coughing a little, the unpleasant sensation of smoke invading my respiratory organs. I remember doing something like this before. No, you fucking haven't! So you've smoked? Doesn't look like it, though. Nah, lie on my back and look at the sky with you. Oh. Oh yeah, we did! On the school roof, looking at the clouds. Only now the clouds are cancer smoke. The sky on the other side of the glass is slowly growing darker. Yes, what happens when the sun goes down? It's unreachably high, even if the shimmering smoke seems to make it closer. I return the cigarette back to Rin's mouth. It feels bad somehow. Bad good or bad bad. The space between us, less than an arm's reach, is still there. It's the distance between us, the immeasurable wide chasm of thoughts and feelings that separates us with graver certainty than even light years of physical distance could. By saying the right words, there might be a way to make that chasm narrower, or even just a little. I tried to cross that gap with one big step, but Rin turned me back. I glanced at her out of the corner of my eye. Rin staring upward through the smoke-filled ceiling and the skylight at the darkening sky above us. It's almost like she's sleeping, even though I know she isn't. Her eyes are open. This is her mouth. I take the cigarette from Rin before it falls on her cheek. She doesn't react to my touching in any way. So this is where we are now. I wonder if we can ever be closer than this. I take a drag of the cigarette and blow a thin stream of smoke upwards. The indirect kisses are the only things that connect us right now. The taste of Rin's lips on the filter, mixed with the ashen taste of the smoke. Her soft lips against my fingers, as I press the cigarette on her mouth, as if she was placing kisses on them. Alright! Calm the fuck down, my boy! I'm not saying you're jumping to a conclusion. You're not jumping to a certain state of mind, but you have set up a secondary home there and have already shipped out the postcards. You need to back it on up. The ash softly falling on the floor between us like snow. As the second cigarette is being finished off, I'm already lighting a third one. The only thing breaking the stillness of the atelier is the audible sound of smoke floating towards the first stars blanketing overhead. Like nausea hits me by the fourth or fifth cigarette. Before long, the shape of the waxing moon appears in the skylight, shedding her wan light down on us. It'll be a full moon in a few days, and that's when the immature fucking werewolves are gonna come out, and that's when we're gonna have problems. It'd be nice to be able to fly. Are you sure that's normal tobacco you're smoking? I flinch after realizing it was my own voice that gave birth to that remark. The bastard child of the almost inebriating smoke and tiredness. Inebriating smoke and tired. I'm tired. Shut up. You can't. You can? You can? Sometimes I feel like it. Like I can do anything. Are we sure this is tobacco we're smoking? So, where did you pick up this pack? I wish I felt like that sometimes. I wonder if she hears the bitterness seeping into my words. The vicious cycle of unrequited feelings is poisoning me even now. I try to push the grim thoughts aside. My efforts are met with little success as my mind keeps swirling around what-ifs and if-onlys. Watching the moon slowly creeping higher, I realize that a long time has passed since I came here. It sobers me somewhat, but also reminds me of the sad status quo we're in now. It's late. I better get going back to school. I stand up to leave, but Rin doesn't show any sign of rising from the floor. She does kind of live here, dude. She lies inanimate, as though all life had been sapped from her. Little wisps of smoke float around her, memories of the cigarettes we shared. I grasped her by her short and thin arm and try to pull her up. To my surprise, she complies and stands up with some help from me. I notice how little Rin weighs, as if she were made of feathers. Are you going to stay here overnight? Dude. She's been... I gotta get real close to this so that you can fucking hear these words, you fucking dumbass. She's been fucking living here, you goddamn twat. She's been living here, you fucked up. I have to. I haven't painted much in 3 days. I have to find out how I can start painting. Maybe the smoke helps. Just take a break? That's no good. I have to do. Goddamn Sonic the Hedgehog. I can never goddamn see or hear or read the line, that's no good, without doing it that fucking way. That's no good. Focus. If I can't paint anymore, I would be destroyed for real. Maybe you're just burnt out. You've been working pretty hard. That would be bad. The space book says that's bad. Oh my god! There's probably only 1 or 2 people that are gonna understand the joke I just made. The space book says this is bad. Okay, alright. Here's a little challenge for the people who have stuck around this long. If at any just use that line when someone has a suggestion, when someone has an idea, or whenever someone's doing anything. You just need to chime in, the space book says this is bad. Oh, God. I wonder if this is it for me. I wanted to see how far I can go. Maybe this is it. The end. You just have an artist's block. It's not a big deal. Have a drink of water, go to fuck to bed, and get back to it. That's the word for when you can't paint, right? I've had that before. Never like this, though. Who the fuck is texting shit at 11:57 at night? Go away! I pick up a brush, then I want to put it down right away. And then I do. 3 days. It's like I've forgotten how to paint. I didn't like that. I didn't think that was possible. Like, more impossible than Emmy growing wings and a tail. You mean becoming a furry? What? I would say more impossible than Emmy growing legs. You need a break. I mean, I get that you're trying to go deeper inside yourself for your paintings, but it's really not that healthy to stay inside your own head for so long. I should know! I'm fucking trapped there! I glance at the night sky visible through the window. A couple of stars are weakly twinkling above the city. They remind me of something I used to do, once upon a time. It feels so horribly long ago. Come on, let's go outside. Where? Just for a walk. I'll show you my secret place. Oh God! Oh God! Did this turn into a different kind of game? Did this turn into something else? I don't know if it works in this town, but we can try. In any case, you need a break, and probably something to eat. Come on! You need to get your thoughts away from this. You need to get your thoughts away from this for a while. When they're troubled, most people escape from their unhappy lives into a world of fantasy. I did that before, and still do today, reading books endlessly, immersing myself in their world rather than my own. Rin's escape should be the other way around, though, out of her inner world and into the real. Rin doesn't look happy about this, but I ignore her. At least she's somewhat cooperative, walking after me as we head down the stairs and then down on the sidewalk. Night has fallen upon the town. It's a gentle summer night, smelling of flowers and hot asphalt. The sunlight is replaced by shining neon colors and bland yellow streetlights. The air is easy to breathe, as if the air pressure was noticeably lighter than usual. The feeling of daytime in the hot summer has lasted long into the evening and night. I grab Rin by her sleeve, like I've seen Emmy do, and to my surprise, she obediently follows. The pale streetlights fight against the all-enveloping darkness as we walk together. The guide and the guided, although neither knows the destination. That's called the blind leading the armless. But it doesn't matter. This is one moment where the usual silences that have become ritual between me and Rin and I, at least fit perfectly. We walk side by side, choosing directions on impulse or inspiration. That's how you get lost. That's how horror movies start. Sometimes we find ourselves back at a street we'd already seen once or twice. Sometimes we find new streets. All of them look asleep. Rin doesn't ask where we're going. Maybe she doesn't care. Maybe she knows I don't have an answer. The silence of the night isn't scary, after all. The lights drive most of it away. The air grows cooler as the moon progresses along its journey into the cloudless sky. Few cars roam the streets at this hour, and even fewer people are on the sidewalk, which is why I like the night. The apparent lack of nocturnal life is somewhat befitting of this place. Seriously, I am such a night person, it's not even funny. There's an all-around clock shops and cafes. Really? Are you implying there's like multiple clock shops in the same city? Like such an abundance of them that specific thing needs to be brought up? But the atmosphere is like the town itself is slumbering. A town that sleeps 8 hours a day. The city I grew up in, bathed in the electric glow of a million light bulbs, never slept. I've seen it for myself. It's not the first time I've done this. It happened one of the first times I was home alone. Both of my parents had business trips that neither could cancel, so they deemed me old enough to survive 2 days on my own. Their misplaced trust in me did not go to waste as I proceeded to spend the entire night out walking around the city. Even afterwards, I couldn't say what made me stay downtown longer than I intended after school. I didn't feel like going home, so I stayed through the evening and eventually through the entire night. I walked along the concrete circles around the landmarks chosen at random. For some reason, the nighttime city felt fascinating, so I walked its streets and avoided its muggers and rapists. At every intersection it was possible to choose your direction at random because they all led nowhere. The aimless wandering made me see things differently. I hope it'll do the same for Rin. Seriously, how did you avoid all the crime? We stopped to buy some hot coffee and snacks from a vending machine, and then locate a bench where we sit down and to eat. There's no time in the night of the town, so we spend an unknown amount of it just sitting there, observing the stillness of the usual vivid townscape. Still, it's getting very late, and soon it'll be getting very early. So this is it? Hearing Rin's voice surprises me. She doesn't sound bored, rather her tone is inquisitive, uncertain as to why I dragged her out here, yet curious to find out the answer. Yeah. Have you ever been out all night? It's like a different world. The remark sends her thinking for a while, looking around as if she was looking for something. The wisps of light reflecting from the corners of her eyes are suddenly very sharp. It's not a very different world. It's the same, just asleep. What do you think this town is dreaming of? Maybe something like car sheep or building sheep? Why are dreams always about sheep? I've never seen a sheep-related dream that I can remember. I mean, I had that one, but that was after I discovered World War II online. Two different towns dream of different things. Probably. How could they not? I answer half joking, half spurring her on. For the first time tonight, it seems like a bit of Rin's life has returned to her. She doesn't continue her list of rhetorical questions, though. Instead, she leans back a little and looks up at the moon traveling above the town. The cool breeze blowing between the buildings seems to steal the conversation away before it even really begins. It's too bad. It looked like Rin would get out of her blue mood. Under the blue moon. I wish I could somehow know the right things to say, but I realize I can't do that, the way I am now. It's too far apart from Rin. I haven't really managed to crack her open. She's just too complicated. It's like she's open to everything. Equally disinterested in everything from the outset. In truth, she's locked tighter than anyone else I know, even myself. Sometimes she locks herself inside that inner world, shutting everything else out. At other times, her thoughts flow freely from her mind, but not organized in any fashion that would make them intelligible to the rest of the world. What comes out in the form of paintings, I can't interpret. To me, it's just a sea of colors and shapes, not a message. She's too far away. I know it was a bad idea to try and reach for her in the way I did, but I can't help liking her. I look at the fingers on my right hand, trying to remember what Rin's lips felt like against... Dude, back it on the fuck up. Really? Wow. Even I'm not that bad. And people said I'm bad, but I'm not that bad. Do you ever feel like you're trying to reach out for something that's impossible to reach? Rin turns her gaze to me, tilting her head quizzically. I wonder if she understands the meaning of my own rhetorical question or not. Either way, I like how I can manage to catch her attention just by speaking loud nowadays. All the time. At least I think so. That's what painting feels like. A lot of the time. Or all the time. I don't know. Sometimes I get the feeling that I can really paint what I want. Sometimes it feels like it's just another shadow of me. Like a mirror that doesn't work right. Like talking? Maybe. When I was little, I didn't really have friends. Maybe it's the same now. The only things I liked were pens and paints. They were the only things that understood me. Now it feels like this is going away too. Change really is a scary thing. I wish I could understand you. She looks at me melancholically, roused by my thoughts materializing as words spoken aloud. Me too. Whether she meant she wished for me to understand her, her to understand me, or her to understand herself, I never asked, nor do I find out. I see her eyes searching for mine, serious and cryptic as they are. I'm not getting any explanation from there. Don't worry about it. I will. Small hints of a smile are wavering on her lips. When she's like this, it makes me feel that maybe there's hope for us. We get along so well for being so different. It's just that we never really get along precisely because we are so different. Maybe it was Rin's passionate approach to her own art exhibition, or perhaps my own careless words, but last week was different from usual. The small friction between us seems to be somewhat volatile, but at least we now seem to be back to normal, relatively speaking. We stand up from the bench and pick yet another direction in which to go. The wee hours of the night slowly pass as we measure the streets of the town, one step at a time. We're finally at ease, not minding the rare, lone passerby, the eerie darkness, each other, ourselves. Rin's step seems lighter, like the heavy air around her is letting go a little. Makes me feel a little happy. We don't talk, save for the single remarks that are spoken into the night of the town and never answered. The details jump in the eyes The details jump into the eyes instead of being the usual blur that they are during the day. As the sky above the town changes from deep dark blue to gray, I know that our night is soon ending. It's almost morning. Rin looks up too and nods at me. It's true. The coming light of morning is creeping through the sky, climbing higher by the minute. It feels surreal. The sun will come up for a while, but I get the feeling that the end of this night it really is here and now. Should we head back? Rin nods again, twice, her hair waving in the breeze that seems to be heralding the coming dawn. Abruptly, she takes off, taking the lead in this walkabout on which I'd brought her. Seems she really is in a better mood. This, too, makes me feel happy. Rin's navigation skills are probably not much better than mine, but we eventually find ourselves in front of Sei's place. I don't know if this was any help. I did this once before, but it was more because of a stupid impulse, or maybe restlessness back then. Maybe this was a silly idea and didn't really help you at all. She just nods as an answer. So, do you know how you're going to destroy yourself now? Because the Greyhound bus is coming around the corner. I have some ideas. I don't want to see you for a while. Okay, okay. Don't come and see me. Do something else. Her ultimatum catches me completely off guard. What the fuck? What's that about? You said before that you didn't mind. I mind now. It's just for a while. I have to do this alone. I don't like that. But you should probably respect it. Why? I don't want it to go like this. I'm going out swinging, damn it. Why? I just don't want to feel this distance between you and me. She tilts her head like a bird, her eyes narrowing a little as she thinks. Then you can what? What? You can touch me if you want. You'd feel better, right? Fucking nani? I don't know. What? I've never really had that happen before. I've never had some chick just go like, yeah, you could just touch me. Like, what? Try. Where do you want me to touch? Am I gonna have to bust out my editing skills? Are we gonna do it on the streets? Does the asphalt provide more friction? No boobs. Or left here? Other than that, you can decide. Your left here? The boobs I get, but your left here? What's happening? Someone explain what's happening. I need an adult? Fine. I raise my hand hesitantly, even though I don't know why I'm actually doing this. Her eyes tell me that she's not going to explain. 1,000 thoughts race through my head as I slowly bring my hand closer to Rin's face and press 3 fingers against her pale cheek. Hold the fucking phone! She has boobs! My mind just remembered that line of hers. Like, no, you can't touch my boobs. Like trying to find boobs. I guess they're there. I suppose. Anyway, we touch her cheek. Rin feels soft and cold. She closes her eyes on contact and visibly relaxes. I can feel her soft breathing, her muscles releasing tension as my fingertips caress her cheek. Is this doing something for you? She doesn't rest her hand against my palm or anything else you'd expect a girl to do in this sort of situation. In fact, she hasn't reacted at all, save for those now shut eyes. Once I withdraw my hand, she opens them again. It might just be an illusion created by the timid morning sunlight playing with my eyes, but Rin looks like she's holding back a smile. This is the problem with our relationship. Half the time I have no idea what's going on, and the other half I just fail to understand why things are going on like they are. As usual, I'm not going to get an explanation. Rin merely takes a step towards the door. See you later. Then she disappears from my reach for an undefined period of time. What? 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 What?